Hello again, and welcome back to Vikings Central. We have a talking point here. We want to reach out and talk about. Obviously, Andre Patterson has moved on to the New York Giants to be their defensive line coach over there. He is no longer a part of the Minnesota Vikings coaching staff. Danielle Hunter took to Twitter to tweet out a photo of him and Andre Patterson. Obviously, their relationship has been very close these last few years. Working together every single day at TCO Performance Center. And obviously, they have a close relationship. I bet Danielle credits most of his success to Andre Patterson because, he is the defensive line coach. He's worked with him every day. He's developed him. He's been there for him. Essentially, probably a father figure to Danielle Hunter. Danielle Hunter only has 2 more years left on his contract. So he is going to be looking for an extension here, probably, if not this year, next offseason. He does have a pretty team-friendly deal right now, but, he had the neck injury in 2020, and then last year he tore his pectoral muscle. So, he's had injuries. It did look like the good thing was that he was all the way back from his neck injury. It wasn't giving him any problems while he was playing last year, but then I believe in week 8, he tore his pec. So he does have some history of injuries, but, when he's healthy, he's a top 5 defensive end in the entire National Football League. Obviously Danielle's got a lot to think about ahead, whole new coaching staff. They're probably going to be focusing more on the offensive side of the football, and at the same time, they're probably moving over to a 3-4 defense. It was just announced that Ed Donatel was officially probably going to be hired. Ben Gosling reported this, that he's going to be hired next week as defense coordinator. So moving to a 3-4. Obviously, I think Danielle Hunter can stand up and rush out of that stance as well. But a lot of things are turning over for this organization. Is Danielle Hunter here to stay? Andre Patterson, if he would have stayed, I would have felt more confident about the decision that Danielle was going to stay as well. But, they could use him as, a trade piece, a giant trade piece. People will give up a lot for a young defensive end that, is just getting into his prime. So it's just a very interesting thing to see. And, Danielle is just an amazing football player. I can't wait to watch him again. Can't wait for him to get healthy again. But, there's just these little things to think about. And especially with Andre Patterson now moving on to New York, there's essentially no defensive guys on the coaching staff that are sticking around for the 2022 season. So I'm sure, Ed Donatel is going to want Danielle Hunter to stick around, but there's decisions to be made in this front office and on this roster. So it's going to be interesting to see in these next few weeks.